Hello class 8 students, welcome everyone. So in this video we'll be doing some of the exercise question from the chapter force and pressure. Okay, so let's begin from question number 1. First question, give two examples each of the situations in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of objects. So if you have written the answers of the first two questions, then no need to write it again. And if you have not written, then please write it in your science book or science notebook. Okay, notebook, science copy or say science notebook. Okay, so this question, give two examples of situations in which you have to push or pull to change the state of motion of the objects. So you have to give two examples of each of the situations. In each of the situations, in the push also you have to give two examples, and in pull also you have to give two examples in which the state of motion of the objects can be changed. So the answer for pull, you write, in order to open a drawer, we have to pull it, right? And this action changes the state of motion of the drawer. Next, to draw water from the well, the rope is pulled, and this action changes the state of motion of the bucket. Okay? For push, you have to write, a football is pushed by the foot of a player, and this action changes the state of motion of the ball. Next, in order to change the place of the heavy box from one room to the another, we have to push it, and this action again changes the state of motion of the box. Okay, so this is the answer of question number 1. You have to write. You can pause the video and you can write it down in your notebook. Next question, question number 2. Give two examples of situations in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. Again, you have to give two examples here of the situations in which the force causes the change in the shape of an object. Okay, the first example, you see, the shape of a toothpaste tube changes when we squeeze it because we apply force while squeezing it. Okay, you have to squeeze, right? You have to apply force on the toothpaste tube so that you can take the paste out from the toothpaste tube. Okay, which causes a change in the shape of the toothpaste tube. Clear? Next example, when we hammer a piece of aluminium metal, its shape changes and an aluminium sheet is formed. Again, here, while hammering, you have to apply force, so which causes a change in the shape of the aluminium metal. Then it will be converted into aluminium sheet. So this is because we apply force while hammering. Again, the shape of the aluminium metal will be changed. So these are the two examples in which the applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. So this is the answer of question number 2. Next, we'll move to question number 3. Okay, question number 3, you see, fill in the blanks in the following statements. First one, to draw water from a well, we have to dash at the rope. So to draw water from a well, we have to do what? We have to pull. We have to pull at the rope. So you have to write P-U-L-L, pull, on the first gap. Okay, next one, B. A charged body dash an uncharged body towards it. What will it do? A charged body will attract. A charged body will attract an uncharged body towards it. Okay, you know that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other, right? So one of the charge is what? It is a charge. One of the body is charged and other body is uncharged. So a charged body, these and an uncharged body is there. Means these two bodies are what? They are unlike charges. So a charged body will attract the uncharged body towards it. Okay. Next one, to move a loaded trolley, we have to dash it. To move a loaded trolley, we have to do what? We have to push it. You can write push or you can write pull also over here. Okay, because to move a loaded trolley, we can push it also and we can pull it also, right? You know this? So you can write both. Push also, or you can write pull also over here. Okay. Either you can write like this, push / pull. Okay, in the third sentence, that is in sentence number C. Clear? Next, the north pole of a magnet dash the north pole of another magnet. So again here you see one of the poles of the magnet is north and the poles of the other magnet is also north. Means two north poles are brought nearer to each other. So what will happen? You know that like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other, right? So here both are like poles, north pole and north pole. So when the north pole is brought near to the north pole of the another magnet, when the north pole of one magnet is brought nearer to the north pole of another magnet, then there will be force of repulsion. So it will be what will be right here, what will write here, the north pole of a magnet will repel, repels, repels the north pole of another magnet. Clear? So this is the, or these are the answers of question number 3. Next we'll move to question number 4. An archer stretches her bow while taking aim at the target. She then releases the arrow, which begins to move towards the target. Based on this information, fill up the gaps in the following statements using the following terms. So there are some of the terms given to you, that is muscular, contact, non-contact, gravity, friction, shape, attraction. Okay, so using these terms you have to fill up the gaps below in the sentences below. Okay, you have to use these terms to fill up the gaps. Next, the first sentence A, that is, you see, to stretch the bow, the archer applies a force that causes a change in its what? In its shape. Okay, when you stretch the, or yes, when you stretch the bow, then the shape of the bow will be changed. Okay, so you have to write shape, this one, shape, shape. Next, B, the force applied by the archer to stretch the bow is an example of dash force. So when we stretch the bow, what force you have to apply? You have to apply muscular force. Okay, so you have to write here in muscular in the second sentence. This is the gap of the second sentence. The force applied by the archer to stretch the bow is an example of muscular force. Okay, next, C, the type of force responsible for a change in the state of motion of the arrow is an example of a contact, contact. Clear? Because you have to apply what? Muscular force, right? So muscular force is an example of which type of force? Which type of force? Muscular force is an example of contact force. So the type of force responsible for a change in the state of motion of the arrow is an example of a contact force. Clear? Next, D, while the arrow moves towards its target, the forces acting on it are due to dash and that due to dash of air. So while the arrow moves towards its target, the forces acting on the arrow are due to what? Are due to gravity, 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 and that due to friction of air. Okay, you have to write gravity and friction in the two dash or in the two gaps in sentence number D. Clear? So these are the answers of question number 4. Next we'll move to question number 5. Okay, question number 5, you see, in the following situations identify the agent exerting the force and the object on which it acts. So there are some sentences given to you, sentence A, B, C and D. So in these sentences some situations are given to you. Okay, and you have to identify the agent. You have to identify the agent exerting the force, and also you have to identify the object on which the force acts, and lastly you have to write the effect of force in all these cases. Okay, what are the effects of forces in all these cases you have to write. Okay, so take the first sentence, that is sentence A, squeezing a piece of lemon between the fingers to extract its juice. So while squeezing a piece of lemon, you have to apply force using your fingers. Okay, so what are the agents here? Your fingers. Agents are fingers. Okay, then the object on which the force acts. Where the force is acting in this sentence or in this situation? The force is acting on the lemon, so the object is lemon here. Okay, and what is the effect of force? The effect of force changes the shape of the lemon so that the juices will be extracted out. Okay, so this is the answer of sentence A or situation A. The agents are fingers, object is lemon, effect of force changes the shape of the lemon. Clear? Next, B, taking out paste from a toothpaste tube. So again, while taking out toothpaste from a toothpaste tube, you have to squeeze it, right? You have to squeeze the tube, and you have to apply force only. So using what is the agent here, what are the agents here while squeezing? Again the fingers. Okay, so agents are fingers of the person squeezing the tube. And where the force is acting? The force is acting on the toothpaste tube, right? Object is what? Toothpaste tube. And what is the effect of this force? The effect of force can be observed as the paste coming out from the tube. While squeezing, you can see, you can easily observe that the toothpaste will be coming out from the toothpaste tube, and the shape of the tube will get changed. Okay, there will be change in shape. So the answer is, you see, agents are fingers of the person squeezing the tube, object is toothpaste tube, and effect of the force can be observed as the paste coming out of the tube, that is there will be change in the shape of the toothpaste tube. Okay, you can pause the video and you can note it down in your science notebook. Okay, next, C. A load suspended from a spring while its other end is on a hook fixed to a wall. Okay, again here you see a load is suspended from a spring, right? And the other end of the spring is hooked, means it is hooked. The other end of the spring is on a hook fixed to a wall. Okay, so what is the agent here? Using what the force is exerted on the spring? Using the load suspended, which is suspended in the spring. So the agent is what? Load suspended. And where the force is acting? The force is acting on the spring. Okay, object is what? Spring then. And what is the effect? What is the effect here? What is the effect of the force in the spring? The effect can be seen in the form of elongation of the spring on suspension of load. That is, there will be again change in the shape of the spring. Okay, so the answer, you see, agent is the load suspended, object is the spring, and the effect can be seen in the form of elongation of spring on suspension of load. That is, there will be change in the shape of the spring. Okay, next, last, that is D, sentence D. An athlete making a high jump to clear the bar at a certain height. Okay, so here the agent is the muscles of the athlete. Using the muscles of the athlete only, the athlete can jump, right? And the object is what? Object is, on what object the force is exerting? The force is exerting on the athlete himself. Okay, object is what? Athlete. And the effect of the force, what is the effect of the force? The effect of force changes the state of motion of the athlete. Clear? So these are the answers of question number 5. Okay, so that's all for today. We have given we've discussed question number 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, in the next video we'll continue the exercise from question number 6 to 10. Okay, so that's all. Yes, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.